Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your January 1st to the 15th, 2021 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit the bell notification button. And if you are interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed and linked in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading and before we begin this meditation, I would like to just let you know that there is some upsetting news that somebody is impersonating me in the comment box below, asking if you would like a reading from them and soliciting you. That is not me. That is not how I do things. I will never, ever solicit you. So, yeah, don't click. I believe right now the email that I last saw them using, and I'm sure they will probably change it, is daneharttarot@yahoo.com. That's not me. So just don't click. Just be safe. Do not click, for your well-being and for your protection. Okay. So with that said, let's clear the energy space. Let's begin this meditation by clearing the energy space, raising our own energy vibration, and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable to you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds. Letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as you enter into this safe and loving space. All right. Let's let the bowl sing as we see what the tarot has to say. Leo, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Fantastic. Now let's see what your chakra energy has to say. Leo, January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, these 4. So we'll equate this all to the tarot in just a moment, so I'm going to go through these a little bit quickly. We start off here with inspiration, the sacral chakra. Then we have personal power, the solar plexus chakra. Nurturing, the earth star chakra. And finally, my favorite, the crown chakra, I am presence. So this is a very powerful chakra line. And this is just a very powerful time. This stepping out of 2020 into 2021 is so beautiful, and it is so freeing. And even if it's, it's simply just the act of getting a new calendar and being able to move forward. That is such a beautiful energy around the cards in this reading. Now, these cards, before I turn them over, these cards are a bit different than the cards that you were used to. They're not really following the Rider-Waite-Smith deck the way that most cards do. And so here there is a beautiful ancestral spiritual message, and it starts off with the person who created this deck, which is the Witch's Wisdom. And the person's name is Phyllis, and I forget her last name, but my grandma's name was Phyllis. It was Anglicanized to Phyllis from Philomena. But it's just such a beautiful coincidence. It's such a beautiful connection that I feel like they have to be brought forward. And I feel like, just having that ancestral presence here is just so brilliant. So the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart, your emotional self. The right-hand side, the public arena, the public self. So let's see. We have the Ace of Fire. You start off right now, Leo, with a gift of the Ace of Fire, the Ace of Wands. You have the Ace of Earth. You have another gift coming of the Ace of Pentacles. You have the 10 of Air. And then you have the Craftsman of Air, which if you equate this to the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, it would be the Queen of Swords. Over your heart, you are crowned with the 4 of Water, the 4 of Cups, the Moon, which is another 4. Remember, these do not follow the same suit. So the Moon here is 4 instead of 18 in the Major Arcana. So that repeat of the number 4 is that grounding, is that stabilizing. You now have the Witch of Air, which, again, if you equate this to the Rider-Waite-Smith, is the Knight of Swords. You have 10, which here is offering to the earth, offering to your ancestors, offering forward into power and prosperity. You have the Maze. And when they talk about this deck, and when you read about this deck, the Maze is the tower. The Maze, but it isn't the ominous, imagery of the tower or, the idea of the tower. It's being led by your spirit guides forward through the maze of life and through the mysteries of life. We have the 5 of Air, the 5 of Swords, the 8 of Earth, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 3 of Fire, the 3 of Wands. That's really beautiful. So let's see here the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Leo? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Who are the people who will be aiding Leo? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Who are the people who will be aiding Leo? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. So we start here with the Prince of Swords, air sign energy, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is somebody who's astoundingly passionate, who has a way of thinking about things, has a way of seeing things that you're going to find very intriguing. They have a way of slaying the dragons, slaying the doubts and the fears, because I always see the Knight of Swords as really being, it's kind of like Prince Charming in Sleeping Beauty, right? So Prince Charming comes down, he slays the dragon, he cuts through the brambles, he ascends the tower, he wakes the princess. And that's what we do within our lives. We slay the dragon, we slay the ominous being within us that hoards away our prosperity and our success and our blessings. We cut through the bramble, the harshness to the beauty of the world that can poison and can drain us of our will to kind of move forward. And we ascend the tower, we climb up, we raise our energy vibration, and we wake up the princess. We wake up a sacred part of ourselves that has been sleeping for too long. And we call them both together. And we have this beautiful sacred masculine and we have this beautiful sacred feminine coming together in power and in honor. And this is going to be a person that exemplifies that in one way or another, either through their work, through any form of media or spirituality or any way that they connect. They inspire you and they show you how to move forward in this trust, in this beauty, in this brilliance. And it leads you to the Queen of Pentacles. This is going to be somebody whose energy vibration is very similar to yours. The pounding of the drum, the energy, the passion, the truth, the understanding really helps you move forward. And there's this sense of, oh, I didn't see this, or oh, I didn't think those two things could be connected, or I didn't know you could move forward this way. And it's like, yeah, I can. And that opens up a huge, powerful world to you. And it brings you then to the moon. And we always think of the moon, it's like kind of spooky, but this is a person who helps you transcend beyond fears, beyond doubts, beyond angers, beyond upsets, and look at the tame side of our personality, the one that is, assimilated into the world, and the wild side of our personality that doesn't want to be, that says, I don't want to do this. Or, it can even be that darker, more malevolent side of the personality. And seeing, not with doe eyes, like, oh, I could never do anything wrong, or I couldn't even comprehend, but knowing the harsher side of human nature and saying, I'm choosing not to walk that path. And that is a powerful choice. And that is a powerful stance for me to have. That's what that person helps you see. And then your chakra cards here. We start off with the I am presence, with the crown chakra, crowning yourself with who you are. Okay, what you say. Now, this is the way we talk to ourselves. This is the way we talk to others. These are the slightly little funny ways we put ourselves down that have an underline of truth to them. Because the I am presence is, I am strong, I am powerful, I am prosperous, I am a success. I am in love with my life. I am moving forward in a direction that almost seems unbelievable or like a fairy tale at times. And I'm in love. I'm in love with my life. I'm in love with myself. I am enough. And I will always be enough. But then we have the darker side of the I am presence. I'm sad. I'm alone. I'm angry. I'm terrified. I'm not enough. I will never be enough. It is always one trauma after another, after another. And if anything good happens, I am waiting for the other shoe to drop. And people say, Dane, why do you say the bad as well as the good? Because the bad is important. Because if we sit there and we say the positive, and we go, yeah, I totally believe that. That feels so right. But then when we say the negative, we go, wow, that feels like it holds truth to it too. Because we are more complex than just simply being practically perfect in every way. We're not Mary Poppins. So here, we have to look at that complexity. And so we're crowning ourselves with the fact that we are enough to move ourselves forward in our lives, to embrace our passion and our beauty and our truth and our understanding, to be more than what we expected, and to know that we're not a mistake. That's a powerful place to be. Those are powerful realizations. And it leads you then to nurturing your inner child, nurturing the part of yourself that can be scared and alone and overwhelmed and doubting the way forward. This is the Earth Star Chakra. It is rooting you in your nurturing, in your caring, in your fierceness, and in the protection that the Earth has for you as you move forward. This leads you to your personal power. This leads you to your solar plexus chakra. In your gut, you're feeling stronger. You're feeling more powerful than you realized. There's a way that you want to move forward. It's like I'm breaking out of this shell of doubt, this shell of fear, this shell of, false bravado, this shell of, fire and anger, or whatever it is. And I'm rising. I am rising in my truth. I am rising in my passion. I am stronger than I realized. I am more focused than I could have imagined. And it brings you then to inspiration, the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is where we hold a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives. The sacral chakra is when we sit there and we say, I'm done with this. It's generational curses. Generational curses are what have been handed down to us, from father to son, from mother to daughter, from child, to us as children, from parent to child, or from whomever raised us. And these are the negativities that were spoken over them. These are the, you'll never make it, our family isn't successful, who do you think you are type of mentalities. And we're not born with them, but we're raised hearing it. And so when you're raised hearing it time and time again, and when you're a child, you're building so much of yourself. You're building your language skills, you're building your, connecting your emotional skills, you're building everything. But you're also building how you cope with things, how you can take rage into determination, how you handle criticism. Everything gets developed. And so here when we're looking at generational curses, okay, which sounds totally dramatic, which I slightly love and dislike at the same exact time. But we're looking at the negativity that's spoken over us. And we're saying, it's no more. No more do I get to have that narrative be such a powerful part of my life. I am transcending it. I am moving forward in me. We're looking at past life curses, past life hardships and disappointments and angers and upsets that are weaving its way into this life. So we're looking at things and it's like, well, I don't know why I feel this way. It's like, well, it's past life. It's past life where you have these hang-ups, or you have these fears, or you have these traumas that you don't know exactly why. It's like, well, I've always been afraid of this, or I've never thought that that could be me. And now you're finding inspiration. You're finding a new dawn. You're finding a new day within yourself as you open up the creative, the sexual, the powerful energy of the sacral chakra, and you step into that. You step into that sexuality of self. You step into that creativity of being. You step into that power. And it brings you then to God, Source, Spirit, however you see the divine, the universe, handing you a gift of passion, handing you a gift of forging. You have the cauldron of plenty. You have the forge here, well, the anvil that can be pounded on. You have the fire here that can heat the metal. This is a sense of going after what it is that you desire, where it is that you want to be, the reason for your being, the fire, the passion, the brilliance, the truth of you. And this is saying, there is more to me. There is more to me than what I realize. There is more to me than what I thought. There is more to me than what people see. And divinity is handing you this gift of determination, this gift of evaluation of self, this gift of why. Why does this fire burn inside of me? Why is this such an integral part of my soul? Did the dream have me, or did I have the dream? And you're going to find out, for a lot of you Leos during this time, the dream had you. And it's not always going to be constructed in the way that we think it's going to be. It's not always going to be, it's not always going to be so black and white. There are myriad shades of gray here that you are embracing, that you are looking at, that you are being inspired by. And it's really your inner self here is crowned by, first of all, having a gift handed to you within your own element, having this gift handed to you within your own truth. And you're going to see things more intricately, more powerfully, more beautifully, more personally. And you're connected with this earthly plane in such a way that it's like, oh, I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that could be part of my path. I didn't realize that would be my truth. I didn't realize that would move me forward. And it leads you to the ace of earth. I have a catch in my throat. And this fire here, I just saw this, is the eternity, okay? And also the Ouroboros, the snake eating its own tail. So you can look at the snake eating its own tail as this sense of destruction. We eat ourselves and we destroy ourselves, which I think is beautiful in kind of a way, but also really intense. And it can be a little bit bad. But I also see it as the sense that we are constantly eating who we once were to become who it is that we are today. We are constantly becoming and evolving and seeing and gaining a greater understanding. And it leads you to the earth, to the ace of earth. It leads you to this gift of seeds and prosperity and bounty and beauty forward and abundance. It leads you to being very planted here on this earthly plane. And that's going to be so important to you. So with the fire and the earth, for me, are very in the present. They're not kind of esoteric ideas. They're very here and now, not emotional. They're going to be more physical, more things that you can hold on to. This is the passion, the brilliance, the reason for getting out of bed in the morning. This is the abundance, the prosperity, the success, the growing, the becoming, the seeing more, the expression of self. the planting the seeds and working really hard to have them grow and to have them, bear fruit. And so here you're getting a gift. You're getting a gift of seeds that you might not be sure what plants they would become. You're not sure if you plant it and you nurture it, what it will become, but it will become important to you. So this is like with the I am presence, what you're crowning yourself with during this time. This is sitting there and looking at the seeds that you are nurturing during this time. What are you building for yourself? Are you building seeds of doubt, seeds of anger, seeds of despondency, seeds of hatred? Are you building seeds of love, seeds of hope, seeds of dreams, seeds of acceptance of self, of beauty of soul? And this can be looked at of, are you growing a garden of poison, or are you growing a garden of fruit, of bounty, of herbs, of nourishment? And I have to say, the idea of a garden of poison is kind of cool if you think about it. But then you also have to know, it's like, are you building that to just for the sake of it? Like, there is a garden, I forget where it is, that is called the poison garden. But is it that you are arming yourself for the world and gaining your strength? But the seeds of doubt, the seeds of anger, it's like fruit that corrupts, that is always rotten. You're going to be seeing that. And it's like, well, why isn't this working? And it starts off with rotten seeds. It starts off with something being corrupted as it's growing, as you're planting it within you. And it's going back and it's saying, okay, I'm weeding this out. I can be starting again. I am moving forward in this strength, in this beauty, in this brilliance, because the earth, the fire, it warms me, it guides me, it is such a part of me. And you have that heat to you, you have that determination, you have that focus to you during this time here, Leo. And it brings you to the 10 of air. The 10 of air is this sense of power, the sense of understanding. And I know the 10 of swords is when the person is laid flat down on the ground with 10 swords stabbed into them. It's like, what's passionate, what's beautiful about that? But here, it's like, this is lessons. This is knowledge gained and things seen that we may not want to have seen. Parts of our lives that we have lived through, years that we have lived through, or months that we have lived through that we haven't wanted to. It's like, I didn't want this. I didn't ask for this. What the heck is this? Type of thing. And the 8 of swords is the darkness before the dawn. The 8 of swords is, not the 8 of swords, the 10 of swords is the darkness before the dawn, the rising into yourself, the claiming of your power. With the 8 of swords, because that kept on coming up, I believe I said that 2 or 3 times, divinity led me to say that. It's like feeling trapped. So the 8 of swords shows us trapped. And here, the 10 of swords shows that trapping, destroying us in one sense. But we rise from it. It's almost as if, we can't shake the fears of the mind. We can't sit there and say, oh, well, I'm just not going to be afraid of that, or I'm not going to be worried about that. I know everything is perfect type of deal. It's looking at it and saying, okay, I see that. I honor that. I understand that. I understand the hardship I went through. I understand that this will always be part of my mind and myself. And that part of me that can only be in fear dies away. And I honor that death of that fear, of that sense of self, of that hardship. And I rise. I rise in a greater understanding, in a greater evolution, in a greater way to move forward in my grace, in my beauty, and in my perfection. And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing the fears that have held you back. And that's really where the moon is coming in. Oh, it's so exquisite, because there is something here where it's like, I can't. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, well, why not? Why can't I? Like, why can't I start moving forward this way? Why can't I see it this way? Why can't I hold on to this truth? And so here with the 10 of air, you find yourself rising. You find yourself rising. You find yourself rethinking. You find yourself strengthened, and you find yourself understanding things so much more and so much more readily than you ever had before. And it leads you to being a craftsman of your mind. It leads you to a powerful understanding. It leads you to not wanting to deal with the chaos of everybody else, but saying, this is my sanctuary, this is my truth, this is my great understanding, this is my brilliance, this is the way that I'm putting things together. And the swords, when we think of them, they're weapons. They're the only part of the tarot that is purely a weapon all the time. A staff can be used as a weapon, yes, but it can also be used as a walking stick, and sometimes it's a tree. We can see it. But a sword is forged. And that's what you're seeing here. You're seeing that the mind has been forged. Well, it's more like this. There we go. The mind has been forged. The ideas start gaining their everlasting and their never-ending abundance. And you start seeing it more openly. You start seeing it more honestly. And you become the alchemist of your thoughts. You become the craftsman of your dreams. You look at things, you take things and you pull them out of context and you pull them into context and you rearrange the world and you rearrange yourself and your life and your abundance and your being, and you're like, that's it. And it doesn't mean that you have to do anything really, really big. It can be that you start rearranging it within your heart, within your soul, within your passion, within yourself. It's like, oh, well, that's it, isn't it? That's the way I want to move forward, and that's the power that I have, and that's what I'm seeing, and that's what I desire, and that's what I want. And it's like, oh, wow, that is what I want. And it brings you then, as you are crafting, as you are discovering, as you are embracing this alchemy of mind and of self, it brings you to the heart. And the heart with the Four of Water, with the Four of Cups, is divinity handing you a gift that can be so easily overlooked. It's kind of like the beauty of whale songs. When you first hear it, you're like, what the heck am I hearing? And then the beauty comes, the connection comes, the power, the brilliance comes. And it's like, oh wow, there's more to this earth than I ever realized. There's more to the vibrational resonance of my soul than I ever understood. And so you take this gift in, and you start to find that it might not fit exactly the way that you wanted it to. Like, there's a mystery to it. There's a greater understanding to it. There's a place that you are figuring it out. And you take this gift that at first didn't seem much like a gift, and you are connecting with it, and you are diving deeper with it, and you are, seeing it more openly, more honestly, more brilliantly. And you start to realize, like, oh wow, I missed this. I missed this for so long, and I needed it so much. And now that it's become a part of you, it is a never-ending power of you, and it brings you to the moon. It brings you to that song, because I just hear that whale song. It brings you to the song of the wolves. Wolves sing to connect. They do. The pack song connects. And so here you're singing for that connection of deeper wisdom, of deeper understanding, of the transmutation of self, of the community, of the hunt, of the discovery, of the being. And for us as human beings, we have this innate fear of wolves. We do. And we hunted them, terribly. But if you see, like if you've ever watched the wolves that were released in Yellowstone National Park, it is a beautiful thing what they did for the ecosystem. It is a beautiful way that they live and that they become. And here it is a beautiful way that when we let ourselves be free and we see the purpose of our souls, we see the purpose of ourselves, we see the purpose of what we desire, we open up our world and we're like, oh, well, that really could be me, couldn't it? I can move forward this way. It is looking at the night, it's looking at the shadows. And instead of seeing the fear, instead of seeing the corruption, instead of seeing what we can't see, it's understanding what we can. The shadows, the depth, the way the world comes alive more through our ears than through our eyes. And that's going to be very powerful for you. You're being told here to listen to the music of your heart, to listen to the passion of your soul, to answer that song that has long been denied or overlooked. And it brings you to a sense of connecting with your gifts, in a sense of moving forward to what was once so easily overlooked. And now it becomes a driving force within you. And it leads you to the Witch of Air. It leads you to seeing the beauty of the air that fills your lungs, of the words that you speak. Stories and words, they have power. And so we sit there and we think spells and incantations and all that stuff. But we don't think of the power of what we think. We don't look at the words that we say, or the way that we speak about ourselves, or the love that we call forward, or the way that we deny it. And the witch of air sees that which is breathed forward and sees the power that is us, the power that is her, the power that is we, and connects with it, connects with the songs and the stories and the greater telling of the heart. During this time, Leo, you're going to feel your heart telling you something profound. You're really going to be sensing this way of greater understanding, this sense of, oh my gosh, I can't believe I overlooked it, this powerful truth and this beautiful connection. And it's about the words, it's about the wind, it's about the breath of it. Things with breath, okay? Or, yeah, things with breath and that aid to the air, okay? So it can even be plants. They have a strong connection to you. Words have a strong connection. I can see chanting being a huge part of you during this time, or just humming. Like if you don't want to chant, if you feel self-conscious, just humming, just connecting with the breath and with the rhythm and feeling this understanding coming over you. This can even be a time if you're not into meditating or chanting or humming or anything like that. It can be a time to just let song be such a powerful force. To write. Words are going to have such power. Journal your heart. Talk to your heart if you don't like journaling. Connect. Because there is such a power here with the breath and with the wording of it. That your heart and your mind are building this deep connection, this deep understanding. And it has you here. Embracing offering. You have the repeat of the number 10. All right, this is calling forward a completion of a cycle. The repeat of the number 4 is the healing, is the coming together of heart and soul and self within the home of you. And then you have the repeat of the number 1. And that is a sense of embracing your strength, embracing your power, embracing the gifts of divinity. And it leads you here, your heart rooted in offering, rooted, oh, excuse me, I just don't want to sneeze, rooted in your ancestral offering, rooted in this connection to the earth and knowing that things are more sacred than we believe, knowing that there is power and beauty and grace and understanding, and that the world opens in a way that we hadn't imagined, in what we hadn't seen before. And the world opens to us in such profound beauty, in such healing peace. And so here our offering to the world is a connection with it, is saying, instead of earth, instead of me taking and taking and taking from you, now let me offer this grace and this brilliance, this love and this kindness. Ancestors, instead of me somehow being guided by your wisdom, somehow, taking it and feeling it within my bones, let me give thanks, because the wisdom comes deeper. There are ulterior motives, for the offerings. It's like it strengthens the connection. It's like the art of gift giving. It's saying, I will give this gift to you because I know you have given this gift to me, and I'm honoring and respecting that. Even if that gift was simple friendship, simple love, simple understanding, I now give this gift back. And that's what relationships are based off of. It's that person who gets you the cup of tea, the cup of coffee, and you sit there, and next time when you get up, you get them a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, because it's a shared mutual gift giving of respect and of love and of kindness. And that's what's growing you here in a magnificent way. It's the offering of the heart. It's the beauty of the soul that's connecting you with your mind, with your song, with your truth, with this love. Because in the public arena, you're facing the maze. And right here, I don't know if you can see it, but right there's a foxtail. And that fox is leading us into the maze. It's one of the spirit animals that guides us forward, especially in this deck. And the fox is saying here, I will guide you. I will guide you. The way is tricky. And I know tricks. I know ways forward. I know shortcuts, and I know long cuts, and I know exactly the road you need to walk in order to get to the place your heart needs to be. And so in the public arena, there is a sense of, well, I don't know how this is going to work out, and I don't know how I'm going to move forward, and I'm not sure I can. And having to trust as divinity leads you, having to trust as your angels guide you, having to trust as the fox comes to you. And I do see with a lot of you Leos during this time, if you think about the fox before you go to bed, or your spirit animal, just think about your spirit animal, and think about this maze. You will find yourself traversing it, okay, as you sleep. You will find that when you wake up, you're like, oh, well, maybe I should do this today, and you kind of jot it down so you don't forget. And then you'll find that by kind of embracing this path, or embracing this word, or embracing this idea, your day changes. Like, you're taken on a journey you wouldn't expect. And that's going to be a way that you let yourself be guided during this time that is powerful and profound and beautiful, and I'm seeing it as rather sensual as you step into the power of yourself. You step into the beauty of yourself. And during this road, okay, it's not always easy because, of course, we do see the lightning in the distance and the ominous sky, but we're protected because here with the Five of Air is the Five of Swords in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. For me, is a karmic deck coming forward, or a generational curse being met, or something that, that thing that we have seen come time and time again, however you want to call it. And it's like, why does this have to happen? Why do I have to run into this roadblock again? Why do I have to have this anger, this hardship come forward? And the Five of Air is showing you here that you are protected. You have the mama owl right there, right, protecting her babies. And I really see that as our angels protecting us, their wings over us. And then you have the daddy right here protecting both. And it's divinity standing there and saying, I'm seeing, I'm protecting, I'm guarding. You are safe. And this is weathering that storm that, yeah, you've been through before and it has to be weathered. But there's a difference to the way you handle it now. Because if we handle it in the same old way that we always handle it, it comes back. It comes back. If we run away, if we don't hold to the truth of ourselves, if we, sit there and we doubt ourselves, we are going to see that things kind of fall away. It doesn't work the way that we thought it would. And we wind up having to learn that lesson again because we didn't stay true to ourselves. We think afterwards, oh, I really should have done this. Or we just think, oh my gosh, I can't believe I couldn't get out of there fast enough. And we forget the power of ourselves. We forget the purpose of ourselves. And so here, with the Ace of Fire, not the Ace of Fire, but yes, you have the Ace of Fire here, with the Ace of Fire giving you that gift of passion, giving you that gift of seeing the heat of the forge and the way things are crafted, the way things are coming together, the way you are melding it and molding it. You are going to find here that you're not handling the storm the way that you once upon a time handled the storm. There's a strength to you. It might not be all the time. It might be glimmers of the strength. Or calling yourself out and saying, wow, I swallowed that word. Not because it would have been bad to say, but... Okay, so what Spirit is saying here is Spirit is not saying to pick fights with people. What Spirit is saying is like when we swallow our truth, when we sit there and say, I'm just going to take this. I'm just going to take this. I can't be such a baby, just kind of buck it up and keep on moving forward. And then we realize, you know what, I've taken enough. I'm done. I've had enough of people doubting me. I've had enough of people speaking over me. I've had enough. I move forward. I move forward in my grace, in my truth, in my understanding, in my power, in my brilliance. And as you do so, you find that lesson kind of gets checked off because you didn't forget you. Even if it's not saying a word and it's just walking away without feeling guilty, without feeling overwhelmed, it's like, I'm done. And that leads you to seeing that all your hard work pays off. That leads you to this grove of trees with, well, is it really a grove? It's a circle of trees. And in the center, the scrying pool. It's like all my hard work has paid off. What I have planted has grown. What quenches me still quenches me. Like the healing, beautiful power of the water, of drinking the truth, of coming forward. And it's like, I've gotten there. All things, I've come full circle. And I step into this power. I step into this grace. And it leads you to the Three of Fire. It leads you to new horizons. It leads you to passion. It leads you to greater understanding. It leads you to You could say, yes, these are fireflies, or just simply fire in and of itself. But you could also see them as will-o'-the-wisps, being led, being guided forward by the spirits of the earth, by the whimsy of life, by beauty. It's like the horizons. The horizons are beautiful. The horizons are so much more than you expected. It's time to embrace them. It's time to embrace you. It's time to see that there is more here than meets the eye. As you move forward, and you're rooted in that, there is more here than meets the eye. There is more here than at times you will ever know. And yes, sometimes the storms are real, but the power, the truth, the beauty that comes from these storms are crafting a unimaginably gorgeous future, are leading you forward to see what has once been so overlooked. You have here, you have here the bees in the background, the honey. You have the bird on the telescope, the farsightedness, and the ability to soar. You have the harp, the music, that is so going to be an integral part of your life, of your understanding, of the way that you're moving forward in this time. It's like you're transcending. You are transcending planes. You are transcending realities. You're moving forward in this deep, sacred truth that brings you into this alchemy, brings you the answers of this puzzle, of the mystery of life, of the mystery of being. It doesn't mean that you're going to hold on to it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, but there are these flashes of realization. There are these coming togethers of power. And it's like, oh, that's it, isn't it? That's the beauty, that's the peace, that's the brilliance forward. So let's see here. Let's go deeper. Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. All right, and let's go deeper and see here the people you need to be mindful of during this time, Leo. Who are the people that Leo needs to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 21, Leo. Who does Leo have to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Who does Leo have to be mindful of? January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, these three. So we have here the Prince of Cups. This is just going to be a person that is way too much drama for you. This is going to be a person who is very defensive and will be like, well, I just feel and I don't understand, and kind of whiny, very whiny at times. And you just don't have any time for this. You're moving forward, and this person's just going to be so out of harmony with where you're headed and what you want and the beautiful gifts that are coming your way, this beautiful power that is such a part of you, that you're like, no, I'm done. I can't do this. I won't be doing this. And you're moving forward in a greater power of understanding. And this is just going to be a person, this can be a person, in the media, some way that you kind of stumble across their work. And have you ever been watching somebody on YouTube and all of a sudden they just drag you down, or you were watching a movie and you just were dragged down by it, or reading a book, you were dragged down, listening to music, again, dragged down? That's what this is. This is a person who is just taking all their emotional baggage and just pulling others down with them. Then we have the Hierophant. This is Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. This is a person who's just astoundingly stubborn. They see things their way. And during this time, Leo, you see things your way. And you're not willing to kind of walk away from the way that you see things to make somebody else happy. There can be a kind of coming together of wills, kind of like a bashing of heads, to like kind of like when two trucks meet. So I would highly recommend just not engaging, like sitting there and being like, okay, that can be your truth, but this is mine. And this is a sacred truth to me, especially during this time. And then you have the Lord. This is very much like a boss energy, and your boss can be going through something like emotionally right now that they just kind of want to pull everybody down, or they don't feel like they're getting yelled at by somebody, so they're just going to yell at everybody else. That's kind of like the energy that I'm getting now. It can be in a relationship within the home. It can be within a friendship. Like there's just somebody here who has too much on their shoulders, and they're becoming too rigid because they're just trying to do everything perfect, and they're just going to wind up mucking it all up. The Leo, not the Leo here, the Lord here for you, Leo, is Aries energy, of course. This is March 21st to April 19th. This is a person who is, again, just very much has to be in control. Things have to be done their way. And that's going to be something that you really rebel against. And it can be very, very hard, especially if you can't rebel against the person. If this person is your boss, this person is somebody who you kind of have to listen to. This is going to be a time where you just need to kind of step back and take yourself out of the drama. Say, you know what, I'm not playing this game. And it can make you a little bit unpopular at the time because everybody wants everybody else to be caught up in this drama and caught up in this nonsense. And you're like, no, I'm not doing it. I just can't. Okay, so let's see here. We have the Seven of Swords, the Three of Cups, and the Hanged Man. The Six of Pentacles, the Five of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. Oh, I love that, the Star. That's one of my favorite cards in this deck. That's Aquarius energy, time frame January 20th to February 18th. You then have the Hierophant. So you have a negative Hierophant here, but you have a very positive Hierophant here, which is a Taurus energy, April 20th to May 20th. And then you have the Two of Pentacles. Okay, I really like this. Your public arena, okay, is just so strong here that it's really beautiful. Your inner arena within your heart and your inner self during this time in the main part of your reading is so strong and so beautiful because you are facing things in the public arena that need this strength, that need this evolution, that are seeing you kind of transcend and become. And so you start here with the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords is this sense of, I can't fight every battle. I'm getting these gifts and I'm seeing I can't fight every battle. I just have to stand for me. I have to stand in my truth, in my passion, in my understanding. And it won't be against everything and everyone. It will be for my truth. And you're going to find that if you take these gifts and you sit there and say, see, I'm right. Like, see, this is the way it's supposed to be. Things will start to fall apart. If you take these gifts and say, this is far more than I expected. And this is my truth. And you stand in it and you say, this is me. And as the storms come, as people come, as, life comes, you say, you know what, this isn't worth my energy. These people are just fools and they will always be fools. I'm not going to spend time on that. It's kind of like a person who says, if I have to fight fools all the time, I remember reading this in a book, if I had to fight every fool, I'd never stop fighting. And that's what the Seven of Swords is. It's like, if I had to fight every fool that crossed my path, I would never stop fighting. And divinity is saying, stop fighting. Fight for what's important to you, most definitely. But if you fight every single battle, first of all, you're exhausted. And when you fight for something that is totally meaningful for you, it won't have the same sweetness to it. It won't have the same power to it because you're using these gifts now so wisely. And then you have here the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups and the repeat of the number 3 here is this connection with divinity. And the Three of Cups for me is always that person who was supposed to celebrate us but didn't. And this is the scars that come to us. With the Ten of Swords, it's like the 10 of air. It's like, I'm supposed to fly high. But because of everything that I've been through, I'm transformed. And it's taken me a while to find my wings, to find my way forward, because I was supposed to be okay. And I couldn't be celebrated. I just couldn't be. By this person, they couldn't celebrate me. I thought they were going to. I wanted them to so much. It seemed like they were. And then they dropped the ball. That's the Three of Cups for me. And it's coming to terms with this hurt, with this pain, with this disappointment, with this understanding. And it's like, okay, I need to rely more on myself. There is a message of that there for some. For others, you're sitting there and saying, Dane, I rely on myself all the stinking time. Like, if I rely on myself anymore, why have other people there? This is also a sense of looking at that pain, at that hurt, and saying, you don't get to rule my life anymore. I am rising. I am resurrecting into my power. This is the darkness before the dawn. This is the hurt before the brilliance comes. Because now, because of that pain that I experienced, that I learned, that I saw the truth behind, I now know people more, in a way that is more than I ever wanted to. But I also know the strength and the power of me. And it brings you here to the Hangman. You see things differently as you embrace this alchemy. You see things differently as you embrace the craft of your mind and the beauty of your wisdom and the opening of your world. And you're going to think it's a bad thing. It's like, why can't I fit in with everybody else? It's because you're meant to stand out. The Six of Pentacles. Things have to be fair. There are gifts coming, but you can't take and take and take, and other people can't take and take and take. And you're seeing that, and you're answering the call. It's like, where do I need to be? How do I need to move forward? And there's this beautiful harmony that's coming over things. And it's moving you to the Five of Cups, to looking at what is lost and saying, it's done. But looking at the Two of Cups, the Minor Arcana Lover's card that is there, that is healing you, that is moving you forward, and saying, I am the conjurer, I am the witch, I am the wise woman, of this. And I move forward. I move forward in the crafting of my world through my words, through my thoughts, through my actions. And I choose to not look at the despair and the hurt and the heartbreak, but see the love that is still there, and to pull that forward. And it brings you to the Three of Pentacles. As you give your offering, you see the blessings that are crowning you within this life, that you've worked so hard to create, that others have tried to take credit for, but it's simply you. And you call this prosperity, you call this love, you call this bounty forward. And it is still you that guides, that transforms, that understands. And this prosperity will always crown you, because it was uniquely made by you. And it is now the way that colors your world, the way that you see things so much more truthfully, so much more honestly. The hard work that you put in to get the blessings. Then we have the Star card, and I love this. So you have the lighthouse, that beacon in the darkness. And you have the pearl right here. And one of the things that I love about pearls and oysters is that when you have a pearl made, a real pearl, this is a bit of sand that got caught in the oyster's mouth. And that oyster was so just aggravated by it that it coated it with mucus, It was its greatest irritant that becomes this beautiful jewel. Well, it's not a jewel, but this beautiful, priceless possession. And so here, with the star, you are seeing that those sand moments, those moments that irritated the life out of you, and you built this defense around you, and you built this determination of soul, and you built this, power of mind. You built this world around you, and set in this world of strength and of, dignity of self as you move forward in the maze, as you are protected against the storms. But as you weather the storms, you find that this power has led you to a place where wishes are granted, to a place where beauty comes in, a place where love guides you forward, a place that is more exquisite than you could have imagined. It is your light within the darkness. It is your beauty within yourself. And it brings you to the Hierophant. It brings you to holding the keys. It brings you to having answers come. Its answers come as you stay true to yourself, as you see your hard work paying off, as you as you stand in pride for your heart, your soul, and yourself. And it leads you then to the Two of Pentacles, to this balancing of prosperity, to a sense of I need to take care of me to have this wealth come forward, and to have this wealth be a permanent fixture within my life, within the beauty of my existence. And as you say this, you are guided. As you say, I matter, as I am balancing the prosperity within my world and everything that needs to be done, I need to balance me first. It leads you on this beautiful adventure, on this new horizon, on this embrace of truth and of power that takes your breath away. Let's see your spirit animal message during this time. Here, Leo. Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. January 1st to the 15th, 2021, Leo. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic. Oh my goodness, there's 5. Okay. We start off with the skunk spirit. Know your own worth. Believe in yourself. Know your own worth. No matter what anybody else says here, Leo. Claim your worth. Stand tall and proud within yourself. Then we have the rhino spirit, overcoming any obstacle. You really are. You're pushing forward in a way, and you are claiming your power in a way that is just, it's brilliant. It's absolutely extraordinary. And you are overcoming any obstacle as you know your worth. The porcupine spirit, time for a beginner's mind. Now, I always thought this was worded quite oddly, but in Buddhism, the beginner's mind is coming back and looking at things not as, oh, I know how the story is going to end, or, oh, I've been here before. It's looking at things as a beginner and seeing the way the world can open to you. Seeing what we miss because of our preconceived notions and ideas. It leads you then to the chameleon spirit. Act as if. Act as if you're already there. Act as if you've accomplished your dreams. Act as if you are embracing what you love. Act as if you know what you're doing. It's kind of like fake it till you make it. Act as if. And then finally, we have the wasp spirit. Sometimes life stings, and that is absolutely true. Sometimes life is harsh, it's cruel, and it's sad. Sometimes life stings. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes we don't get our happily ever after. Sometimes life is just hurtful. But because we know this is why this is one of my favorite cards. It's because life stings, because things aren't always fair. Divinity is preparing us for the power that we have, for the passion that we have, for the gumption. It's kind of like for this ability to stand when life gets hard, for this ability to stand when life stings and breaks our hearts. And the wasp spirit teaches us that. And reminds us of that. Because a lot of times we think, oh, why couldn't that be easier? Or why couldn't that be easy? And why couldn't this be this? And why not? And it's like, because it's so much more complicated than we ever imagined. So let's see what your subconscious spirit animal message is. The fox spirit. Think on your feet. And remember the fox within the main part of the reading in the Witch's Wisdom deck. The fox is guiding you. Think on your feet as you're guided into a world that is extraordinary. Your subconscious person message is the Princess of Cups. Your heart runs over with love, with joy, with understanding, with healing, with connections. Let that love be a part of you. Let that innocent wonder guide you forward. Your subconscious chakra message is forgiveness, the heart chakra. Forgiveness of others, yes, but forgiveness of ourselves for the mistakes that we've made, for the hurts that we've caused, for the things that we were taken advantage by, and, we beat ourselves over. It's forgiveness. It's sitting there and saying, I forgive me because I love me and because I want the very best in this world for me. I forgive me. Your subconscious tarot message is the 8 of Fire, sitting on the horizon, knowing that change is coming, whether you're ready for it or whether you're not. Subconsciously, Leo, you know it's coming. To go deeper into this, we have the 8 of Pentacles. This change is coming through your fire and through your passion because of your hard work and your determination. As you ascend in prosperity, in bounty, and in greatness. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I am sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we sing our song and are guided by the truth and the light of the world, as we find our voice and our power, and as we claim our voice and our power in a way that we haven't before, in this beautiful connection with spirit, with divinity, and with ourselves. And as we are inspired to crown ourselves with the truth that we are enough, that we will always be enough, and that we are conquering our world in the most exquisite, kind, and loving way. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Leo.